Today I'd like to talk about timelines, switching timelines and your identity. Felt that on my social media, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. Um, I felt that there was a lot of talk, synchronistically, a lot of talk about switching timelines, entering a new reality, either collectively or by yourself. And I felt that this really resonates with me. It feels like that's something that's real, tangible for me in my life. The switch of timelines. Now, switch of timelines, it sounds a bit esoteric. But at the end of the day, it comes down to changing a major aspect in your life. Something, or sometimes even complete change or switch in your life. New identity, which is linked to new job, new circumstances, new way of acting, new beliefs, new everything. So this kind of enters the category of switching timelines. And so timeline, it's a concept. It's just you can love it, you can hate it. It's really just a pointer towards a shift in reality. Um, you decide what your reality looks like. So I I like the concept of your brain being like a receiver, and like a radio channel or a TV channel. You, with your remote, you can decide to switch the channel, but you have to act upon that choice. It's all on you. Like it's not going to passively happen. Nothing's going to help you out of your current circumstances. You need to direct. You need to switch. Um, and so the corollary to that is that your outer reality reflects your inner reality. So although I say, well, you tune into something, you tuning into something first occurs internally. You switch something internally, and then your outer reality, because you press the button, has to change. It's like pressing a button on a remote. That happens first. So the remote or the receiver is you, and then you enter a different state internally, and then the outer reality has to reflect that. That basically how it occurs. Um, Now the switch of reality is not as easy as just flicking a switch and then suddenly, ooh, miraculously you're on a new timeline. So there are hiccups. It can be, there can be a bit of static during that phase. It can be a very short transition. It can be a longer transition. Um, and so there is a time to bridge there, a pseudo time, something that's where you energetically switch or morph into something else. And it's important to keep in mind, so switching reality is not just for the sake of switching reality. It's something, it comes from again, like an inner urge to mutate, to change into something else, and then will be reflected by a different reality. Might be reflected by external abundance, other things, but it comes first and foremost as an internal switch, and the internal switch, and the external switch is almost like a bystander. It's not actually what you want to achieve. The achievement is first internal, and then the bystander effects that support your further development. And as I used to say, the mind in its function can be a hindrance, because there is, especially if there's uncertainty, if you're in between phases, your mind starts to question, am I doing the right thing? Why am I actually doing that? Am I insane? Am I crazy? Am I delusional? Uh, because more often than not, particularly in my case, like your environment doesn't match where you're going. So it may actually counteract what you're trying to achieve by pulling you back in. People, situations, work circumstances, it all pulls you back into your old identity because that's what it reflects. It only knows you as your old identity. So the new environment hasn't come in yet. And so it requires faith, trust, your inner ability to stay in your new frequency, stay in your new identity, however big the switch is. I mean, just a slight adjustment in your identity, a slight change of beliefs. It doesn't have to be massive. It can be massive, but it doesn't have to be. But you need to be steady in there. You need to be you need to trust that what you imagine, that you can create it into your reality. So it, to the mind, it might come across as I'm becoming insane. I'm delusional. What am I imagining? You're not imagining anything. This is how the universe works. It's the inner working. Now it's not mainstream, but this is how it works. Literally. This is the inner workings of the universe, of your reality. That's you switch first, and because it's like, let's say, no BS zone, right? The universe doesn't accept half-assed changes. Like, oh yeah, well, I would like to become like X, Y, and Z, but I'm just gonna put my toe in and dip my toe in and see if it works. And if it doesn't immediately work, well, I'm just gonna pull my toe back out. This is not how this works. This is you first, fully identifying as something. However delusional and crazy this may feel to your mind. Because your mind is stuck in old ways. It doesn't like that at all. It may even try to sabotage you into moving forward because the mind itself has to change, and it doesn't like that. It's unsafe. It feels the mind fears these types of changes, so it will potentially or probably do whatever it can to avoid undergoing that switch. And I really feel, when I think about that, it's literally like Alice in Wonderland, the movie, when Alice herself finds her identity in that other world. So it's not entirely like what I'm saying, right? It's not like, well, first you switch your identity, then your environment switches. In this case, it's more the story, which is obviously fiction, which doesn't really reflect how it works here in this reality. But I like the how Alice, little by little, becomes her old identity, the one that was already in Wonderland, the one that all her companions know. So when she asks Absalom in that movie or cartoon, do you think, or am I Alice? And Absalom says, hardly. It's not that she's not Alice. Of course she's Alice, but she hasn't undergone that switch. She doesn't believe yet that she's Alice. And so that's exactly the shift that has to occur internally within you. Do you believe? Are you Alice? Are you the Alice that will match the environment you are dreaming of? Abundance, partnership, peer groups, soul tribe, whatever it is for you. Are you matching that? Because if you're not a full match, it's not going to come in. It's like perfect energetic resonance. So if you're not that, you need to trust and believe that whatever you imagine, first of all, whatever you imagine, it's not just, oh yeah, I'm imagining blah blah. No. The mere fact that you imagine it already tells you that it exists. How can it not exist if it's in your mind? If you can dream about it, if you can form it, if you could define it, you can add details to it. It exists in your mind. The thing is, you just have to translate it into reality, which is how, again, the universe works. But yeah, it doesn't take half-assed manifestation. It's just, it will fully match your energy once you are that energy. And so you have to become Alice, and then you will meet your wonderland, or whatever it is. You will meet the outer reflection of your inner change, but like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. And so there might be some waiting involved, although again, time is not very linear. Everything happens at the same time, but to the mind it feels like I have to wait. I'm so sick of waiting. I'm so tired. Like, can nothing just switch and then I can ease into it or something like that? Fortunately, it doesn't really work like that. So you have to work, you have to train to remain in your energy, because that's gonna over time attract your new reality. The more you stay in your energy, the more time, the more infinite moments you are actually embodying that energy, the quicker it's gonna come in this time, in this mind perceived time. And so it's about energetic embodiment. And this also allows you to become more stable in that energy. Because the one thing you definitely don't want to happen is, let's assume you could flick a switch, like, okay, I want to be my new reality, that's it. But you didn't take the time to really robustly be able to remain in that energetic match to that environment. Well, it could be that you're not able to hold on to it. So it's gonna come in. Let's assume you can bring it back in, or you bring it in, and then suddenly you don't have that endurance. It flickers. Your energy flickers, and you're unable to really stay in that match. Well, you might lose it again. And that's not what you want. That would be disastrous. That would be devastating. You bring in a new reality, and then suddenly shit happens where you lose your path, you lose the journey, and it moves back out. You want to be fully ready to hold on to that reality. And that's what the in-between phase prepares you for. It allows you, first of all, to fully define what that is that you're bringing in. Define what it is that you become, or that you are, or remember that you are. So who are you? Who is that you that wants to come in? Properly define it. Play with it. Bask in that energy, because it surely is a beautiful energy. So be in it. Don't immediately want everything else to change. Like, it's already enough to be in that energy and just like perceive it. Like, how beautiful are you energetically? Just let that sink in. It doesn't matter if the environment doesn't immediately match that. You by yourself, your energy, that energy, that energetic discernment you have by now, to feel energy is like, how beautiful is your energy? Compare it to other things that you have, or that you yeah that you have felt from other people, from other circumstances. How unique and beautiful is the energy that you're calling in, that you're re-embodying? It's never outside of you. It's already here. You just need to get rid of the frequencies that are not you. But how beautiful is it? Sometimes and I get caught up also in those mind games where, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, can you just come in? I'm sick and tired of waiting. And then I come back to myself and realize I'm missing the point here. The point is to bask in that energy internally. And then the rest will come. But that's the entire point, to be able to bask in your energy. And that's the in-between phase. And I'm pretty sure if what I perceive my kind of collective is going through at the moment, a lot of you will resonate with that, to be in between that. And it's, yeah, let's label it uncomfortable. I'm not saying it's never a bad thing. It's just, to the mind, it's uncomfortable. It's something you don't know where you are. Again, the mind labels it crazy. What the hell are you doing? You're just changing everything up. You have no plan. And then what? You believe that everything's just going to magically appear? So to the mind, it's entirely insane. Get used to it. Like, the mind's never going to switch. Like, you need to... It's not your mind, it's your higher self that tells you, or whispers, if you listen correctly. You know we're right. You know we're right. Let's just stick the course. We know. Yes, just indulge the mind every once in a while. Do activities that calm you down. Do whatever you have to do to just stick to the course and just pass through the veil, pass through the channel, go through the birthing process, emerge out of the cocoon. It's like it's uncomfortable. It's a word, uncomfortable, but it just means that there is pain involved, but pain of birthing. It's a energetic transformation. We label it as pain, as uncomfortable. It's an energetically intense process. Try to remove all the labels that are attached to it. It's a beautiful process. It has intensity, but it has beauty in it. Of course, the mind and we ourselves, humanly incarnated, we love comfort zone. We love everything's going smoothly, plenty of abundance, plenty of money rolling in. I don't have to do much. I can just do my thing. That's not the phase you're in right now. You're in the phase of bringing all of that in, and the reward will come, without a doubt. And all of this process is basically manifestation. There's constantly on my FYPs and social media, there's so many people that talk about, well, this is the method to manifest, and this is the method to manifest, and this is how the universe works. I have this love-hate relationship with the word manifestation. I don't think we should actually use it, or that's actually not the point. The point is entirely, you are here to rediscover and remember who you are. Everything else will fall into place. It's nothing about manifesting. No one gives a shit about manifesting. If you think about it, it's all about becoming who you already were. You forgot it. You went through all of these experiences that the soul uses to evolve. But this is entirely just remembering and reclaiming who you are. on a higher perspective, on a higher level. And the dreams, the manifestation, the abundance, that is just something the mind comes up with to create an idea of what that is that you are. Because the mind is like 3D based, materially based. So it has a hard time putting value on shifts that are not visible. Well, if I become who I'm meant to be, I'm not going to change. My appearance is not going to change, although like maybe a few details, maybe the way you dress or do your hair, that might change, of course. But the mind is more things in more grander ways, I'm going to have a new house and a new car. This is the way of the mind to visualize what you deep inside call in or remember who you are. It feels like it's the match. Okay, that's the external match to what I am, what I'm remembering I am. I'm remembering I'm this, I have these passions, I'm good at that, I'm helping people. And then the mind, because otherwise it's sitting there doing nothing, just puts visions, puts colors, puts things aligned to that thing. And it's not really that you're running after the things. The things are just a reflection of what you're actually running after, which is internal. And again, running after is kind of the wrong word. It's you're pushing away everything that's not that, because you're already that. It's just masked. There's just layers of, just removing the layers of pain, of hurt, of conditioning that you accumulated over the years, over the decades. That's what you're removing. And you're just tuning back into your own frequency. And then the mind puts like a vision board on top of that. The vision board is important, but it's crucial that at the end the process is only based on internal switch, internal change. And so just be mindful that you have the inside out, not the outside in process. So your outside reflects your inside. Don't ever put the mind in charge again, because it's gonna create an inside based on the outside. So if the mind doesn't see the abundance yet, it's gonna say, well, we're not that. I don't see the external, I don't see the things, so my identity as the mind is limited. I don't have that, so I'm not that, which is untrue. You need to switch internally. You are that. It's just that you really need to trust in that identity. Be a bit delusional to the mind. Let it do its thing. Thoughts, let them pass like clouds, as they say. You know who you are. You just need to remember it and stick to that. Stick to it. I can't remember who said that, but it's like that saying, you need to decide who you are, otherwise the world will decide for you. Who are you? No one else can tell you who you are. It's all internal. So don't let the world bully you. Don't let the mind bully you. Switch timelines. And the switch of timelines is tune into the outside world that corresponds to your true identity, the one you forgot, the one that got masked, the one that got hurt, the one that may be still hidden. Embody that. You know who you are. You remembered it. Take some trust, take some courage to actually be that. Because the external environment will have to change, and your friend group might have to change. They might not be part of that new reality you're calling in. But, you know, do you have the courage to be Alice, even outside Wonderland? Are you willing to bump heads with people, to say, instead of they calling you crazy, maybe they're crazy. They just drank the Kool-Aid, they see the outside world and define themselves by that. I feel that my collective thinks differently. You all know it's different. It's just that perhaps collectively, can we switch timelines together? Can we create something new where we share realities, better realities? Maybe you are part of my new reality, maybe you're not. We'll see. But I encourage you. I think there's always collective energies. There are collective pain bodies, like Eckhart Tolle always says. There's collective energies, and I think that if we somehow go through the same process simultaneously, there is a bigger purpose to what's happening inside just ourselves. N equal one person, just one person. What you do has always tremendous significance. You don't see it, but energetically, all of that resonates. Like the string theory, everything is connected by small little strings, big spider web. And you're just there, you start to vibrate. This vibrates through the entire web. And then maybe a few other stars, a few other spiders are vibrating, and then suddenly the entire thing enters resonance, a resonance field, and then suddenly everything just swings. So everything you do has, as I like to say, cosmic significance. It resonates throughout the cosmos, throughout the universe, throughout reality. And sometimes we feel alone, we feel insane, we feel delusional. That's what it takes. We are in this world that thinks materialistically, and so everything that sticks out, first of all, will be rejected, but also your own mind will play tricks on you, will be sabotaging you. So please, 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 stick to your energy. Be who you are. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You don't want to be on your deathbed and start to list your regrets. Have you ever seen those? Like the people that interview dying people. What's your biggest regret? Like, go through these lists. Don't be afraid. Don't just do what you want to do. Stick to your dreams. Like, you don't want to be on your deathbed with all these regrets, because you know what? You'll have to come back and do the same shit over, which I'm definitely not wanting to do. Thank you very much. So it's the timeline. Although all timelines happen simultaneously, all your lives, your previous former lives, it's all happening at the same moment. You just energetically, you can just energetically tune into all the skill sets that you are creating on different timelines. But yeah, let's be all Alice together, Not Alice the same person, but like I'm my Alice, you are your Alice, and let's meet in Wonderland and create a beautiful new world that is more resonant energetically with the universe, with the all. As Ram Dass says, let's walk each other home. Till next time, much love.